moving along further in the game, Booker comes to the gates of what appear to be, it's some sort of like esoteric organization, reminiscent of the Illuminati and the Freemasons. The emblem over the gates reads Audemus Patria Nostra Defendere, which translates from Latin as "We are confident to defend our country." Known as the Order of the Raven, this secretive fraternity venerates John Wilkes Booth, whom is clearly a hero for assassinating President Lincoln. That's pretty obvious. A president best known for abolishing slavery. What most people don't know, however, is that Abraham Lincoln was also an enemy of the private central bankers, the ones who wanted to basically control everything. Refusing to borrow money from the banks at very high interest rates to fund the Civil War, Lincoln opted for a different solution, issuing the greenback. Shortly after Lincoln was assassinated, the state currency of the greenback was pulled from circulation, ushering a new era of debt slavery. Just about every single war in U.S. history involves the private central banks. For private central banks, war is very good for business. Just search for All Wars Are Bankers' Wars on YouTube for a quick rundown on how and why the private central banks not only benefit from, but have caused many of the wars we've seen, especially in modern times. By the way, I don't know how someone managed to sneak this entry onto IMDb, but it's not a documentary at all. It's just a radio broadcast that someone combined with some stock video footage and put on YouTube. But regardless, it's a fantastic 45-minute or so video. All Wars Are Bankers' Wars. It's an eye-opener. Check it out. Now, moving on, we come into this, I think it's the Order of the Raven in Bioshock Infinite. It's kind of like the Freemason / police brotherhood fraternity sort of thing. And here's an image of Lincoln. So they've got this statue venerating John Wilkes Booth, and then they have this painting of Lincoln here at the Order of the Raven. And Lincoln is obviously this sort of satanic figure. And across from the image of Lincoln as the devil, we see in this very strange, anachronistic deification of George Washington amidst the Confederate Army. You see the rebel flags there, and you have George Washington. It's equally as bizarre as the Lincoln painting. The funny thing about history is that the victors are the ones that get to write the history. So they can write, I guess, whatever they want. And in a city like Columbia, which seceded from the Union, it has most certainly, apparently, by all appearances, been free to make up its very own warped version of history. And here we have several members of the Secret Order of the Raven with their KKK-like hoods and their Freemason-like emblems. So this is an interesting amalgam of Freemasonry and Ku Klux Klan and maybe like the sword, the upside-down sword. I'm not sure what to make of that, but kind of an interesting looking costumes here. Kind of scary. And here again, we see the Columbian tripartite of virtues of the sword, the scroll, and the key, plus a fourth virtue being faith. And there's that all-seeing eye again, right? The all-seeing eye is another Freemasonic / some people conflate Freemasonry with Illuminati. But anyway, we've got that fourth symbol, this all-seeing eye representing the Order of the Raven. And in one voxophone message found in this on this level, a reference is made to the sword, the raven, and the coffin. And of course, the coffin being yet another reference to Freemasonry. And finally, as we leave this creepy temple, there is a broken down vending machine which seems rather out of place. Here, this figure is wearing a yarmulke and appears to be a tailor. Could this have been the machine which made all of those creepy Order of the Raven outfits? I don't know, but it did seem out of place. There is one other place in the game where we find this automated Jewish tailor character machine thing in the game, and that's further out, and that one has some anti-Semitic language spray painted on it or painted on it. And I don't think they didn't have spray paint back then yet.